What are the best socially compatible with ISTJ personality? The Myers-Briggs Personality Type indicator describes the way that our personalities function. The differences in our personalities help us understand each other better. This 16-type scheme can predict the compatibility of romantic relationships, work, and friendships. The ISTJ personality type, which is introverted sensing, thinking, and judging, is not the easiest to connect with, from all indications. To understand their connection issues better, we need to get into the qualities of the personalities. The personality type draws energy from working alone. They have little patience for unrealistic facts when there are statistics and details to work with. They make their decisions on reason and logic and prepare for everything. They will rather plan and organize than be flexible and spontaneous. Since they have the most attention to detail, they are sometimes referred to as inspector personalities. They focus on the goal and reserve their energy for the things that matter to them most. One of the core values of ISTJ is moving with predictability instead of imagination. Their motivation is getting the job done. They will use all the logic methods and step-by-step procedures to produce results. The systematic detail that ISTJs exhibit is what makes them one of the leading personalities in success. They are the rule followers who do anything to preserve the norms. They are frightened of a world where there is no order. You shall find the ISTJ being useful in all situations, since that is one of their strengths. They would rather be helpful, even if they do not know the event's host, rather than a chat around. As you might have guessed, they are the opposite of extroverts, and when you give them a task to complete, they will take it on with the most seriousness. One of the most static characteristics of ISTJs is their individualistic nature. They prefer to work alone and have a clear chain of command. Even their clothes are out of utility over aesthetics. When they speak, it is because they have to, and not for the sake of socialization. Sometimes, this means that they remain the designated helpful friend where all responsibilities are dumped on them since they are helpful. They are also not the most emotionally available bunch in the park. When you vent, they tend to find solutions and belittle your flowing emotions. They like to work out the details of your problem and find solutions, instead of being a shoulder to cry on. They might consider crying weak and unnecessary. People like Queen Elizabeth II, George H.W. Bush, Warren Buffett, and late Queen Victoria are all within this personality type. Relationships. It is not ideal to have someone who is also introverted as a partner for an ISTJ. You could have some connection with a similar personality type, but you must be willing to find someone to get you out of your shell for the long term. The excitement of the relationship will not come from you, but it must come from elsewhere. Unless you want to become the couple who sit in silence for hours, you should find someone who pushes to be more in touch with other sides of you. You didn't know how excited. However, whoever is dating an ISTJ should prepare to feel left out sometimes. ISTJs have a different world that they live in their head. He will not let you. And you have to live with that. It would help if you were not upset that you are shut out most times. It is a direct response to their need for a break after social interactions. If you want them to be more sociable in the future, you have to give them a chance to recharge within themselves. Yet, you should know how to balance that with making them sociable. Since they are used to being reclusive and enjoying solitary comfort, it can be dangerous to allow them their me time for too long. That is why you are their other half, to check and balance their personality to become more sociable. Another point is that you need to be straightforward and stay consistent. Their personality does not permit anything other than robust fact-checking and decision-making. So if you are one to be indecisive, you will constantly clash. If things need straightening out, be open and honest about it, devoid of emotions and unnecessary ambiguity. If you think they are sensing and logical to be better at picking signals, you're right. However, they will be upset that you choose to have them guess instead of being open and honest with them. Someone who is disingenuous and unpredictable would be the worst fit for ISTJs. Their lack of spontaneity and constant planning would not do well with someone who likes to live in the moment. To them, that is being unstable and ambiguous. ISTJs prefer being in the loop ahead of time to have direct social, financial, and physical preparation. On the other hand, a type that would work well is where the other party is upfront. Whatever you want, decide early, and ISTJs will sacrifice to get it for you. Even if it is to be more sociable, something they do not entertain, they can compromise for you. They will do this if you also put in the effort. Their romantic connections are tied to sensing equal efforts. They are not the ones to do the most romantic thing for you, but they will give you whatever you need. They are also looking for long-term relationships. ISTJs do not take decisions they have not thought through carefully. So when they decide to be with you, it is for the long haul. They have gone through a lot of planning to arrive at being with you, so they will stick with you. That makes them dedicated partners and seldom cheats in a relationship. ISTJs do not organically fall in love easily. They do not want to be with someone who spends so much time distracting them. They are not bothered being by themselves. They would rather do that than be drained mentally by a partner. So while it is possible that the ISTJs can fall for anyone because love is blind, they can choose not to pursue it once it does not match their energy. They can date these people, but they would be quick to end things. Introverts normally are attracted to each other, so ISTJs would find themselves drawn to another quiet person. While this means that none of them would be overwhelmed by the relationship, it is also possible that the relationship would suffer hindrances. Two introverts in a relationship would not bring the best out of each other. When both parties are drawn into their heads a lot, the couple drifts apart. They may fail to work on their relationship and focus only on themselves. When ISTJs are attracted to extroverted personalities, it flows more naturally. Introverts are often attracted to the energy that their opposite personalities exude. They are in awe of the ease with which they control situations and socialize. These personalities can gently give ISTJs a social life yet not trouble them with overbearing bubbliness. The three compatible partners for this personality type are ESTP, ESFJ, and ISFJ. ESTP, the personality type, which can best understand and complement ISTJ, is ESTP. Extroverted sensing thinking perception types are outgoing and energetic, yet they take time to be observant and sensitive. They can tell if the ISTJ wants to be left alone or is pleading to be involved. Since both of them like to think and rely on facts, they can balance each other out pretty well. On one side is an outgoing person, and on the other is an introverted person, both of whom rely on interpreting facts. ESFJ, extroverted sensing feeling judging, is the caregiver personality type. These people are loyal, outgoing, tender-hearted, and organized. Their weakness is that they trust the people around them, which is the type that an ISTJ needs, so that when both of them commit, it would be long-lasting. Once the ESFJ likes to care for others, and ISTJ barely has any time to care for themselves. When ISTJs are experiencing a tough mood, ESFJ can dig into the mood and cheer them up. ISFJ. These introverts stand a chance with ISTJ. Introverted sensing feeling judgings are the defenders and protectors. ISFJs are caring and bothered by what other people are experiencing, so they might help the ISTJ break out of their shells. They will hold out a connection for them and not let them retreat too much. They have a lot in common, and where they differ, it is a complementary blend. Friendships. It can be shocking to find an ISTJ making many friends. They keep a tight circle while refusing to participate in many friendship activities. They cherish the few people close to them. When they find friends, they will choose the ones that are not offended by their personalities. Some people dislike that you do not contribute much to the group. Those cannot also be friends with ISTJs. They will require friends who can stomach their bluntness, analytics, lack of emotional availability, and constant indoor behaviors. They will get into their groove the next time they meet these friends as if no time has passed since they interacted. Family relationships. The ISTJs are responsible when it comes to family. They usually carry the burden of finance and other structural responsibilities. Since they do not have emotions to spare, they do the data aspect of showing care and can serve the family. They ensure that everyone has what they need. All this in a realistic manner. What are your thoughts on ISTJs in general? If you know an ISTJ, kindly share the dynamics of your relationship in the comments.